Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and today I am taking a look at playing Fiora in the top lane. I'm going up against a Darius, which is kind of annoying, but nonetheless, I'm going to have to deal with that. At level 1, I take a... what is that? A Doran's Blade. Why do I take a Doran's Blade? The health is nice, the lifesteal is nice, it does proc... well, it doesn't proc, but it goes nicely with her passive, which is called Duelist. You actually get health regen every time you standard attack a minion, or you get some more health regen when you attack a enemy champion. It stacks up to 4 times. So you get a little extra life that way. It's an okay passive. It's not my favorite, but it's alright. It helps you stay in lane a little bit. And so I take the Doran's Blade because at level 1, I like to take her Repose, which is her W. And what that does is it gives you passively more attack damage, and then it also lets you send back a basic attack from the enemy champion. Sends it back magic damage, a flat amount, so which is kind of nice. So in a level 1 fight, if they start to just poke on you with their standard attack because they can't do too much else, you can send back some damage to them and make them rethink maybe fighting you, let alone you do have more attack damage. So at level 1, with having a Doran's Blade and having that ability at level 1, what happens is I actually have 93 attack damage at level 1, which is quite a lot, so you can actually do some decent damage. So that's what I take at level 1. At level 2, I do take her E, which is her burst of speed, and then at level 3, I take her lunge, which allows me to jump to the enemy champion. And then obviously at level 6, I will be taking her ultimate Blade Waltz. So here, I know I'm going to hit level 6 right before he is going to, because he backed off of minions. I think I'm a minion or 2 ahead. So once I hit 6, I'm going to jump him, because I know I can get the advantage and try to get a kill on him. So here I'm 6. I'm going to go ahead and jump him. Jump to him with my lunge. Use my burst of speed, use my ult, ignite him. I'm going to actually flash to get in front of him, make sure he couldn't do anything to get away. And I'm going to pick up a kill on him. Bleeding a little bit from some of his stuff, but luckily I can run back in here and lifesteal and use my passive to get some of my health back. But I'm actually going to let the minions sit there because they're going to push a little bit. And I'm going to go back and buy. So my first time back, I'm going to buy the first part of my boots. And then, well actually, I lied. I'm going to buy the full part of my boots because it's Darius. And against him, I'm going to go with the armor boots. I'm going to go ahead and do that and try to take as little amount of damage from him as I can. Typically, the boots I buy for top lane with Fiora are going to be the boots that help me withstand whoever's I'm up against top. If it's somebody who's got a bunch of slows or taunts or fears or something, I'm probably going to go with Merc Treads just so I get that tenacity and that magic resist, which is always usually the shoes I go with. But in this case, I need the reduced damage from him because he is mildly annoying. So that's what I got, and now I also have decided to jump him again because he's back to lane, and I do decent damage because the very first thing I am maxing out is my W, and every time you do, you get more and more attack damage. So right now, I actually have a lot of attack damage for not really having any attack damage items. I also did buy a Vampiric Scepter when I was back because that's going to allow me to just stay in lane. Obviously, you get more lifesteal when you have more attack damage, and because we're maxing out our W first, you're going to be able to do that well. Hoyt's actually up in this game with me too. We're going to go ahead and jump onto the tower. I'm going to use my ult and Pokemon one more time after the ult is finished. We're going to get the kill before Shen's able to finish his ultimate by porting in on him. So, nice little teamwork with me and Hoyt there. Me and Hoyt actually kind of go crazy this game and just murder everything. So, that kind of happens. So like I said, I do max out her W first, so I get all that increased damage, and when you send back that attack with that magic damage, it's going to do a lot of damage to him anyway. So, because most people, when you jump on them, they do attack you once, and usually you can send it back immediately. So I just went back again. I picked up a pickaxe because I will be building that into my first item, which I will go over in a second. Also, when I went back the first time, I picked up one more health pot and a ward to keep myself safe. Here he comes back top. You can see, in a couple hits, you can murder Face. Half of his life's gone, and he's a pretty strong champion right now. So, not too bad. Fiora does crazy damage if you build her this way. Here, I ulted really quick because ulting kind of keeps you safe, because they can't target you while you're ulting. It's another great tool to use when you're tower diving, so something to keep in mind. Back at base, not going to buy anything, just going to move back to lane. I had to heal up after that, like, you know, a little bit of a gank from the Master Yi on their team. So, going to go ahead and cover my masteries. I usually go with 26-4-0. I get a lot of all the important things in the offensive side of the tree, where I can get all the damage, the extra crit damage, the attack damage per level, all of that fun stuff that makes her even more bursty. I'm going to try to go as bursty as possible because that is what Fiora does best. She gets in, she hits you about twice and blows you up, as you can see, making him run away fearing his life. So, the one nice thing about this game and why I'm able to outdo this Darius is it comes down to the part where he tries to come to hit me with his little spinny axe thing. I can't remember what it's called right now. But he always just hits the minions, he never hits me. And every time he does that, I'll immediately then jump to him because I know that ability is on cooldown. So he's not going to be able to hit me with it. So he's going to really not have too many other options because he's not going to rake me in because he's not going to be able to spin again. So luckily, I'm just paying attention to when he uses his stuff and when it goes on cooldown, so then I can jump him, get some free damage off, and hopefully wear him down so I can then ult him, ignite him, and finish him off. Here, Hecarim's going to come top and move in. We're going to actually initiate a little fight. I'm going to lunge to him after I think he spins. Yep, spins, he misses, so I'm going to lunge to him, do everything I can. I'm going to move in too. And luckily, turret's actually going to not focus me because I'm going to ult. So, because whenever you ult under a turret, with her Blade Waltz, it doesn't target you. It's going to keep trying to target you because you keep flashing back and forth. Nothing's going to happen. So, going to pick up another easy kill there, which is going to be nice. Hoyt got a double kill also in the middle a second ago. So, me and him are kind of getting ahead, which is nice. I'm going to go back and buy a BF sword. And I sold my pot and picked up another ward to try to stay safe in lane. As for the runes that I go with for Fiora, I actually like to take crit chance marks, armor seals, magic per level glyphs, and attack damage quintessences. Those attack damage quintessences is what does get me over 90 attack damage at level 1 after I do take the things I do take. And then just the armor and the magic resist is going to help me just negate some damage because I don't build any health on her for the most part. I just want to make her as bursty as possible. And with that lifesteal, you don't even need to build your Vampire Acceptor into a Bloodthirster immediately. You don't need to. It's plenty with all the other stuff you're getting to have plenty of lifesteal. So, and that passive, once again, it does help a little bit by giving you a little bit more health regen. So, that is what I take for that, for the most part. So, after I do max out her W to get that increased damage, I do max out her Burster Speed because that does, I mean, you want to get as much damage out as possible. As for your Q, which is your lunge, yeah, make sure you take that 1 point in it because you can lunge to them, and then within 4 seconds of lunging to a target, you can lunge one more time for no cost to mana. Here, I tried to take Fiddlesticks blue buff, but he apparently was watching and he took it back, so I tell him that he's going to pay for that and I'm going to get him later, which I do. It's going to be funny. So, got some items, got some fun stuff. Going to go mid because there's a little fight happening over here in this bush. I'm going to try to move in here. And I'm going to jump in here and, who am I jumping to? I'm going to jump actually over to Cork, try to do some damage to him. I'm going to actually use my ult because they're all still kind of together. I'm going to move back and go kill the Darius with Hoyt, get a double kill real quick. Try to catch up to this Corky, but we flash at the same time. And, yeah. He's going to get away, which will happen. But that's okay. We'll just run back around and get this dragon for us really quick because that's going to be nice. And I need to go back and buy. I have plenty of gold. And so, back at base, I am going to be finishing off what I was building towards, which was the Infinity Edge. It's going to do tons of damage. Also, while I was back, I bought a Brutalizer. So, tons of attack damage early in the game. Like I said, you want to build as much attack damage as you can. Here, Hoyt's getting chased by 2 of them. We're going to actually move back in. We're going to jump to Fiddlesticks and blow him up. And then we're going to jump to the Yi and kill him. Going to pick up the double kill with the assistance from Hoyt. Don't worry, don't feel too bad for him for not getting kills. I think he ends the game with like 27 of them. So, this game is going to go downhill for the enemy team, if it hasn't already. They are just not quite as organized when it comes to their staying together as a team. They seem to always be in pairs of 2 or 3. So here, we're going to do a little fight. Someone actually gets the ult off on them. I'm going to move back in and try to get in here. I'm going to use my ultimate and pick up 1 kill on the Shen. So, nothing too bad. I'm legendary already, so... which is nice, I suppose. It's going to make this a lot easier for a video. Going to go back and buy. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the next part, which will be going towards the Ghost Blade. The Ghost Blade is nice on Fiora for a few reasons. Well, which I just finished off. One reason, you can activate it, obviously, and get that increased attack speed and movement speed, which is never a bad thing on a person who already gets increased attack speed with one of her things, and increased movement speed with it as well. So, kind of a double whammy. So you can just murder face in about half a second with your standard attack since you have an IE already. Also, you get a little bit of cooldown reduction. Never a bad thing on any champion, but it's also nice on her because a few of her things have a little bit of a longer cooldown just because they need to. And then also, you know, a little bit more damage and the armor penetration. All these things, very good things to have. So, that is why I picked the Ghost Blade on her after I pick up the Infinity Edge. My main thing with this build is you want to try to get that Infinity Edge first. You want to. I know a lot of people probably try to go with a Bloodthirster first, but I've done both, and I've tried both, and I've tried a handful of different ways to do this, and the IE just makes it ridiculous. You just seriously murder face like that. It's pretty stupid. So, gonna keep chasing the Shen because he's chasing after Diana. And I think I'm gonna pick up the kill on him and get the ace, which is also nice. Alright then. So, what else are we doing? We're going back to base. Why? Because we need to buy more stuff. Alright, so at this point in the build, I'm going to pick up some armor and a little bit more crit chance. I will be building these two things towards a Atma's Impaler. Now, I know I'm not building health, but as I've said in other videos, think of the percentage of health towards damage as a bonus. I just want the armor and the crit chance. So here, he's taking his blue buff, but you know what? I think a simple 3-shot pretty much is all it's going to take to get the blue buff that I wanted from him earlier. So, I told him I wanted that. So, quick little easy kill on the Fiddlesticks. But like I was saying, that armor's going to obviously help me negate some damage, but I'm really looking to get way more crit chance now. I got plenty of damage, that's really not a problem, but now I want way more crit chance, so now I'm just critting constantly. And that's going to be a great item for survivability, a little bit more damage, and more crit chance. Here I'm going to move in. Hoyt has died, but I'm going to jump in here with the ultimate and pick up a quick triple kill. And then I'm going to be feared for 8 days, and Sona's going to pick up the ace. Unfortunately, I didn't get the quadra. But that fear, God, it lasts forever. Or so it feels like it does. So back at base, we did pick up the Atma's Impaler. And that is going to be good. Plenty more damage, all that good stuff I just talked about. And now, I know I'm still sitting with just a Vamp Scepter, but like I said, you can just sit with a Vamp Scepter for a really long time with Fiora. She does plenty of damage to get plenty of lifesteal back from it. You don't need to worry about building it into anything else. If you really wanted to build it into a Wriggle's Lantern, you could, so you could get that placeable ward if you're still in top lane. The little bit of armor is not going to be a bad thing at all. Obviously, having them more lifesteal is going to be a good thing as well. So you can do that if you want, but now I will be starting to build that towards my next item, which will be, big surprise, a Bloodthirster. Going to go back, get another BF sword in a little bit, and going to finish that off as my next item as a Bloodthirster. Here, there's only a few of them together. We're going to jump in here. I'm going to ult for the heck of it because it's going to be fun. Maybe pick up a kill on him as Sona picks up a kill on Shen. I think our Sona's getting way more kills than our carry. Actually, this game, me and Hoyt had, I think, like 90% of the kills for our team. So, not too surprising, really. Still haven't died. Got plenty of kills. Not having any problems. Picked up another BF sword to build towards the Bloodthirster. This game will be wrapping up pretty quick. We are kind of just running all over them for the most part. Once you get a little bit fed with Fiora, as an assassin, she can pretty much just jump on people's face like that and just kill them kind of as fast as she wants. He's got some decent items, but you just can't negate all that damage. I'm just kind of running around their base because I want to. I don't really have to worry about anything right now. It's not too much of a problem for me. As for the next items I would be considering to get, now, depending on the enemy team, if you are getting... Alright, well, that was hilarious. If you watch that again, Hoyt, like, 2 hits, fiddled, which is kind of funny. Anyways, depending on your next items, you could either... If you're having issues with somebody, like they have a Karthus or they have tons of magic damage, you need to negate some magic damage, you could probably pick up a Banshee's Veil. You got plenty of damage. You just need a little bit more survivability. That'll give you some health, and it'll give you some resist. Here, I'm going to move in. Going to get my ult on. Going to kill the Yi. Gonna flash out because we're kind of under the towers and taking damage. Hoyt's getting taught, so I'm gonna come back and try to help him out. But now I'm gonna finally die for the first time because I'm gonna be feared the whole time. That fear, it lasts for days. Or so it feels like. But Hoyt's gonna get a triple kill. And yeah. Because once again, me and Hoyt were just killing everybody. So, we're going to be ending the game here, though. But as for the last things I would either get a Banshee's Veil if they have lots of magic damage. If for some reason you're taking even more attack damage, get a Thormail. But if you're not having any problems like me this game and you just want more damage, get a Trinity Force. It is very nice, especially with that Sheen. It's even more ridiculous. You get a little bit more health, a little bit more move speed, and a little bit more attack speed. So, that's pretty much going to round out the build for Fiora. It works very well most of the time. You just got to learn the little tips and tricks with her and figure out how to jump people in lane and when the optimal times are to do that. But other than that, guys, that pretty much sums up a Fiora build and all the items I like to take with her. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you liked the video and subscribe, that would be great as well. But other than that, I'll just see all of you in the next build video.